Hey, good morning. So real quick, got a little bit of a rambling question from a subscriber that I'm gonna try to internalize as, um, the fact is with real estate investing, there's really two different types of money that you can go after. Um, there is what I guess you can call the slow and steady drip system. We'll call it today. We'll see if that sticks. And that's the one that I started with 15 years ago. And by drip, it means you're getting just little slivers in the beginning, right? Maybe you're getting $100, $200 per property. It doesn't really feel like much. It's not moving the needle. But as you add more properties, as inflation kicks in and rents go up, those little drips become a slow trickle, and the slow trickle becomes a steady flow, and pretty soon you're raising rents in a single year more than $10,000 across a portfolio, and you're already financially free. So it gets really exciting, but again, it takes a long time. I've never been anything but clear on that, right? It took us 15 years, and I'm not confused. That's a long time. And for the first 10 years, it was kind of like, I don't know, I guess interesting, right? It was certainly cash flowing, right, for 10 years. It wasn't until year 11 or 12 that it became enough to retire the wife. So I understand, right? I understand that's not for everyone. I understand that some of you need what I will call the second types of cash, and that's chunk money, right? Chunk money in real estate is something where you do something, you secure likely a distressed or an asset from a motivated seller. You do something. That something could simply be finding a cash buyer, which is what all the great wholesalers do, right? They put themselves in between a motivated seller on one side and a cash buyer on the other, and then they get their assignment fee for basically arranging the transaction. I think being a wholesaler is extremely hard. I think it takes in a tremendous amount of marketing dollars, cold calling, door knocking, driving for dollars. It's an extremely hard business. I think there's a lot of Facebook videos and YouTube videos that try to make wholesaling look easy. I think it's extremely hard. I think it's also extremely financially rewarding when you can do it. I know several wholesalers just in Fresno that make seven figures a year. At least they gross seven figures a year. Let's be clear, right? I don't. They may net that too. I don't know, but they certainly gross that amount. I mean, I've certainly paid a couple of them cumulatively over a couple hundred grand just myself across lots of transactions. So chunk money is certainly possible with real estate. The one that most people kind of fixate on because of HDTV or do it yourself or whatever it is flipping, right? So you buy a distressed asset, ideally from a motivated seller. You do something to it. Usually it's adding value via maybe a new kitchen, new bath, new paint, new roof. Maybe you're adding square footage, and you don't know, but you're looking for the return. In that case, probably 100, 200 days, while you're holding it. Both produce chunk money. Both, and the beauty about real estate investing is if you understand where income versus wealth comes from, you really can in fact do both, right? And that's frankly what we're doing now that we have time, right? We still have our portfolio of rentals. We're likely never going to get rid of them. They'll pass on to our daughter when the time's right. And now we're also creating some chunk money via doing what we do and selling to folks that want to get started. So it's certainly something you can balance. But where I want to go with this is, and I've done this on a couple of other videos, anytime you focus on chunk money, right, would be wholesaling or flipping, I need you to hear me here. That's another job. That takes time. That's, you may be the CEO of that job, but it's a job where wealth and freedom and choices come from owning rental properties, and as I mentioned earlier, owning them for quite a long time, right? It took us what seemingly seems like forever, but I'm confident. And a couple of things. I really do believe there's most of you out there that can get done in less than 15 years. And I actually think I'll record another video here right after this one talking about why I think that, because I can sort of layer this into the subscriber's question. So I'll do that next instead of going there now. In the end, I want you to understand there's two types of cash in real estate investing. There's the slow and steady trickle that feels like it's doing nothing, but as water carves through granite, you get the Grand Canyon. And then there is chunk money, and you can absolutely do both if you have the time. Again, I just feel like I have to say that chunk money approach, flipping and wholesaling, is another job. I don't want you to be confused, where rental properties can be that kind of passive investment when you do it right. All right, have a great day. Thanks.